back for Arfield. 1-0 Burnley. Scott Arfield. He's been threatening that recently. And all the Burnley players run to the Darwin end.
Burnley win the next ball. Here's Rory now. On the outside. He's
Barnes! He got it! Ashley Barnes with it! What a cross from Rory! And there was Ashley Barnes! And Burnley leading the derby.
Knocks it quickly. Finds Benson in space at the byline. Can Burnley get a goal here? Back for Brownell. Saved by the keeper!
Burnley won it to the end! That is magnificent! They deserve that!
On it by Paul Patella. Off for a hat-trick.
He's got it! Hat-trick for Nathan Teller! Oh, he's on fire at the minute! 3-0 Burnley! It's Nathan Teller's day!
And Burnley are 3 up here. Fantastic derby. Here's Benson. Can he go on the outside? Comes inside. Comes have a shot.
Oh, the goal! Manuel Benson once more! That is top class! Burnley have done it! Fantastic! Clarence deserve the championship title. They've been the best side throughout the campaign. Burnley have won the second tier. What a fantastic achievement. The players have been magnificent.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome along to the latest episode of Turfcast Podcast with me, Joe Redmond. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Obviously, we normally do full-time shows, pre-game shows. There's been a lot of manager chat recently, but that's gone pretty quiet as we're waiting for the club to conduct their interviews and doing the meetings, which we are suspecting that they'll be doing this coming week, Monday onwards. So fingers crossed we can see something happen down the line with that and we can start doing some more podcasts welcoming the new manager. But like I said, I'm going to do something different because a lot of the stuff on the club socials at the minute is all about the TST tournament. So I'm pleased to announce, as you can see already, that we are joined by a literal Burnley footballer, Liam Visser-Waddington. How you doing, mate?
Oh, I'm never going to let this go, am I? Never going to let this go. I'm a footballer for Burnley and a technicality, but I'll absolutely take it. How you doing,
mate? You are, out of everybody in the world right now, probably not everybody in the world, that's a bit extreme, but I am incredibly jealous of you right now and what you're doing. Like, I jokingly put a tweet up when they announced it saying, hey, if you need any players, and someone commented on it, said, do you think they're actually going to ask you? It's like, no, mate, it's a joke. But then you put a tweet out, didn't you? And I remember you seeing it. And then I remember thinking at the time, like, yeah, he's a lot more likely to get it than me. But obviously, you've ended up doing it. Like, what's it? I mean, first, obviously, we'll get into the tournament and stuff like that and the results and how you've got on and what it's like hanging out with Chris Eagles, JJ Watt, and Marvin Sordell, but all these players. We'll get into that. But first of all, mate, have you enjoyed it?
Oh, mate. I've been in somewhat of like a sort of like trance-like state. Only way I can really describe it. Like, it's sort of just... it's almost similar to my wedding day almost, in terms of like the day just almost goes by so much that you kind of just like, there's so much going on that you're appreciating that you kind of just can't believe what's going on. And then by the time like it's happened, it's almost like too late. And then you realize thinking, wow, that actually happened. And then you've got like the memories flooding back. And I'm still kind of living it right now, fortunately. And we're still over here. We're over here for the next 3 days. We're cheering on the women's team as well. So they've got their last group game this evening. So we're all going over. But the entire experience has been absolutely unbelievable. And as far as I'm concerned, I think they're doing another one next year potentially. So I don't know if I've done a good job. I don't know if they're going to want me back. But this could be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I'm absolutely making the most out of it.
Mate, well, if they bring you back, give me a shout. Tell JJ I'm free. I'm not very good, but it doesn't matter. I can carry the water bottles. I would genuinely do it just to carry the water bottle. They have that in America, don't they, in American football? They have people that literally carry water. I will happily do that. But yeah, first of all, obviously, you're enjoying it, and I'm sure, like you said, it will be once in a lifetime, and it's something that every Burnley fan would love to do. But how did it actually come about? I think you've mentioned briefly, like, JJ just kind of reached out on Twitter, but give me more details. Like, how did it come about? Was it on the back of that tweet that you put up, or was something already in the pipeline at that point?
I don't know what was the official thing that decided it. I mean, when it first got announced, I of course did a quote tweet saying I'll do literally anything to be involved into this. I think from as far as I'm aware, I was kind of already part of like a sort of idea that, we can maybe get me involved, and like that'd be good for the club as well. It'd be a really cool thing to do. So I think I was already like an idea. However, literally JJ just reached out to me through DMs saying that he'd absolutely love to get me on because of my 7 marathons in 7 days challenge that I did. He dropped a £1,000 donation on day one, which absolutely terrified me. It terrified me because before that stage, I literally only did my first marathon on that day, and he dropped £1,000. So it really put some pressure on to me to complete it for him. So I'm happy I didn't let him down. So I think he knew from there, that I play football. He follows me on Twitter, so he sees that I play for a team. He sees that I run, so I'm fit. So I think it just made sense that even though I may not be a footballer technically, I can definitely offer some fitness. So it's not a complete random pick. So yeah, Jay just reached out saying he would love to get me involved. The longest 2 weeks of my life just was waiting for something to happen to be confirmed. And then the club reached out to me through email on the 2nd of May. And then I rang them. And literally, I remember that phone call because I literally just finished being with my daughter, was on the way to the office. I rang up and he said that, I'm going to ask you a really stupid question, but do you want to play for Burnley Football Club in America? And I said, that is a very stupid question, absolutely. So, yeah, ever since then, been bouncing off the walls. And, yeah, I'm here. We're here still. So it's just crazy. I mentioned to you earlier, because yesterday I was really ill. I didn't have a good day at all. I may have had a bit too many drinks the night before, to be fair, because it's not too often you're going on a night out with actual footballers. It's a surreal experience. So maybe I had a bit too much fun. So I was in graveyard shift all day. I was in bed, and like at 9:30 at night, I couldn't eat or drink anything. Fucking Chris Eagles knocks on my door saying, "No, you're right, mate. Everyone thinks you're dead." And like he helped me out. To be fair, he's been really kind to me, Chris. Everyone has everyone's has treated me fantastically. The staff and the players, they've treated me like one of their own. They didn't, because even though I'm not a footballer, I'm just a fan. They've treated me really well, and I can't thank them enough for that, really.
Yeah, it's mad. This time, 10, 15 years ago, we were singing chants about Chris Eagles, letting him do some things to, our wives. I'm sure you'll remember the song. And now he's knocking on your door asking if you're all right. That's mad. I love the fact that you're now admitting that you were just hungover, because when I was texting you the other day, you were like, sorry, mate, I think I've eaten something bad. Or was it a mixture of the two? Do you think you've had a few too many beers and maybe some bad chicken or something as well?
I think I just mixed. I mixed too much spirits together. I mean, there was some like weird, like the end of the night, someone gave us like some apple whiskey thing, and I think it was that took me out. I know that one of the other boys as well, that he felt a bit funny too afterwards as well. So, you live and you learn. I don't really drink really, but you can't really turn it down when you can go on a night out with actual footballers. So yeah, but it was really good. They showed me really well. So it was my own fault, really.
Yeah, fair enough. How have the club been as well? Because I know you said there the club obviously reached out to you officially and the club rang you and stuff, but I've noticed that there's obviously been like media days and stuff like that, and they've put you on a lot of their social media posts as well, which has been great to see, obviously plugging that you're playing as well. So that's been good to see from a fan perspective. So I'm sure you'll obviously say they've obviously been treating you very, very well.
Oh yes, it's been surreal. Each time I get like a little notification on my phone that says Burnley officials tagged you in a post, I get really happy inside. It's like, wow, okay, this is actually happening. But yeah, I mean, they've been really good. There's a bit of a sort of running joke across this trip that any sort of actual serious conversation that comes to town, it's like, well, we got to be careful because of this guy right here. They start pointing at me saying, I remember it was so dull at the team lunch the other day. He spoke to one of the guys saying that, also, how's the managerial recruitment looking at? And he literally just went quiet for a second or two and just pointed directly at me saying, we got to be careful around this guy. And everyone started laughing. It's a good joke because, in fairness, that's what all people to talk to about, managers transfers, I'm the last person because I've probably got the biggest reach in the Burnley scene when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I completely get it. But they've been really good with me. Just when it comes to managers, I've not been told anything. And I've not even tried really because I don't want to kind of weird it out, because I don't want to make it a sort of weird thing. So I know pretty much as little as you guys do, unfortunately, if you've been looking for some sort of inside knowledge in this way. I've been so out of the loop. I've not even been looking at Twitter. I have no idea how the recruitment has been looking since I've left a couple of days ago, to be fair.
That's interesting. So we're going to ask you if you know, because I saw a couple of videos and a couple of posts of you sat with JJ and you and JJ just having a chat. We're going to ask you if you've not gone at one point then. Go on, JJ. Who's going to be next manager? Because that would have been pretty hilarious to see what his reaction were.
Oh, I mean, well, it was the night before we played our first game, so that would have been on Tuesday night. We went to some sort of like golf sim place. It was like a team bonding thing. Just had a meal. It was really nice, and I spoke with JJ for like an hour straight, just me and him, like over an hour about everything because he's got kids and just talking about life in general and just a lot of things. His time at Burnley, how he's really like enjoyed it, and kind of what surprised him the most from what he expected to what it's actually been like. And he's such a nice guy. Like it's kind of weird because we're from England, we're football fans. We have kind of no real idea about how big he actually is in terms of his actual size, but also just like his fame in his country. So, and I remember saying it to him, saying like, "Do you kind of enjoy that? None of us really know anything about NFL, and then we just kind of treat you like a normal person." And he says like, "Yeah, like it's nice to not feel like there's cameras thrown down me each day, but sometimes he does like being swamped by fans." And who doesn't, to be fair? But he really just enjoys being just treated like one of the team and like a normal person, really. And he's been really kind to everyone. He's given everyone a lot of time. And like just for me personally, like he gave me an hour and a half as me and him just talking like normal people. And like he's just a normal guy. And like he's all about Burnley though. He's all about Burnley. Like he's obsessed about it, and like it's really surprising because sometimes you may see some American ownership or something going on that you think, are they really about the club? Are they? Did he really care? Is it some sort of business venture? I can absolutely assure to you guys, it's not for him. He lives this. He lives this day in, day out, and we're very lucky to have him. We're very lucky because he not just he represents us really well, but also like he truly does care about the well-being of the club, and it's been a really cool experience to be around him and just kind of how the inside world of football really works.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not surprised to hear you say any of that. I mean, I think I'm the last person in Burnley left who hasn't actually met JJ yet. Everyone seems to have met him. I've not been fortunate enough to meet him yet, unfortunately, but he does seem like a guy who cares, to be fair. So I'm not surprised to hear any of that. Anyway, let's get into the actual games then. Unfortunately, obviously, the results didn't go as we wanted. 3 out of 3 defeats, but how were the games for you? Like, how did you feel the games were going?
You know what? Yeah, I remember the first game against Natty, I believe it was. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect to get really any minutes at all. I thought I'd get like the pity minutes, like the last 5 minutes a game or 3 minutes or whatever. So first game, I think like 5 minutes in, I just remember Jenks, who's a manager, just turns over to me saying, "Liam," and I literally just looked at him like doing like a double take, thinking, Are you sure? Are you sure? I was the second sub, and like 5 minutes in, and I'm already being brought on, and like I couldn't believe it. Genuinely, it was such a surreal experience. So I played a lot more minutes than I thought. I think I played like 15 minutes of both the first 2 games, and then the last game on ESPN, I think I played only like 5 or so. Because typically, I think JJ got the minutes that I would have had for the other games because he played a lot more in that game for obvious reasons. It's live on ESPN, all the fans there for him and the Pat McAfee little thing going on. So, but I absolutely loved it. I think for me on a personal level, I think I've done pretty well in terms of like defensively in shape. And I don't think anyone's took the mick out of me in terms of like I've been done dirty or lost the ball in a really bad area. I think I've been fine in that regard. In terms of my on the ball ability, though, I'll be honest, this is beyond my level. This is beyond my level. Like, the only way I can describe it is like just the pure anxiety you get when the ball comes to you, and like the only way I can describe it is like it's as if someone like has both their hands around your head and they just stop tapping it at the same time, and it's just that anxiety of like you just cannot think, and it's just overwhelming, and that's just the difference of quality because it's so fast. They got no time on the ball, and alongside that, because of how the results have gone. On our perspective, there's absolutely no shame in it because it is just a completely different sport. Like, yes, we've got some really good players, ex-pros that are great, but you know who else does? Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, that's also gone 0-3. Swansea gone 0-3. Villarreal, they got knocked out early on as well. Another big team like Aguero's team, 0-3. You know, they got Sergio Aguero, but they got 0-3 and smashed up each game as well. So like, it's just a different sport. It's so fast, and tactically, it's just you can't treat it like a normal game of football because like you'll just get caught out. Transitions are just so cruel. And they've got goalkeepers. Just, you know what? Actually, I got a little story from it. So that second game, we played a team called Reggae Rovers, and I said to the boys before the game, saying like, "Yo, if I'm a Burnley fan, we can't lose to a team with Rovers in the name. We cannot do it." We lost 7-1, but other than that, it was. But in the second half, I think they realised that like I was possibly like the weaker one of the group, so like I'm the one to press more if the ball come towards me, and that Reggae Rovers is it's like a Jamaican, Caribbean, really vibey group. They had the manager that has a backpack on him with like a speaker hanging off and just blasting tunes the entire time. Like literally, each time you look over to the bench, there's just some really like beautiful, this black woman just dancing the entire game. She's just having a party by herself, and like I love the vibes of them. But when I was playing and the ball came to me on the right hand side, and I just see it from one of the Reggae Rovers players saying, "Yeah, go get that little white boy, go get him." It's got to be the little white boy, and like the thing is, I can't even lie because I am a little white boy. You know, I'm the definition of it, and I can't really improve them wrong my football ability, so I just had to kind of laugh it off. But they're a really good group. It's been really good. Like even with the results and that, everyone's really enjoyed the experience, and in terms of like. It may not hit me as much because I'm not a professional player, so you know me losing games ain't a surprise. But I think to the actual lads with us here, I think it's just one of them where it's just a different sport. We got teams here that's been preparing and training for the last 3-4 months straight, training in this exact type of football. So there's not again Inter Milan that's got Marco Maserati and Maicon and so many great players, academy lads from Inter Milan and Bayern Munich as well. The fact they've also gone 0-3. Dortmund, they've struggled massively too. So it's just one of them where it's just you're playing a different sport with people that's been training and playing futsal and sevens for like their entire life. So it's just like in terms of the results, there's no shame here from us lot. It's just one of those where you just gotta learn. And if we're here again next year, we'll probably try to get some players that may be a bit more accustomed to seven-a-side football with also some of the other, like legends with the club as well. I don't know if they're going to get me again next year. I mean, I don't mind if they don't want me again, just because I've had my chance. Maybe they'll go get someone else, like I don't know, Jordan North or yourself. You know, maybe I've had that moment. So, it's been a really crazy one, really.
Jordan North is a good shout, but I'm not sure on his football ability or how much he actually plays football. But it can't be any worse than me, put it that way. There's something I want to ask you about, actually. I remember I saw a tweet that you put out, I think after the first game. In fact, I do want to say something from my perspective of this tournament. Unfortunately, I've only had a chance to watch one game, and it was the first one. And I was still in Tenerife at that point, because the other two have been at like dodgy times. I was flying back from Tenerife when the second one was on, and the other one was on ESPN, and I couldn't watch it on TST. So the only chance I've had to watch was the first one. And I was still in Tenerife, and I was eating my lunch with my missus and my little boy. And I was in like the Tenerife hotel dinner hall thing. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, because I knew you were 13. I'm like looking, I'm like, I don't think he's on yet. And I went to get some food and that. I come back, and I seen you on the wing. I'm like, hey, he's here. And this is like, what? Who is it? Like, it's Burnley. So, but they're all that lad that helps out on the podcast sometimes. He's got all them subs. That's how I describe you to her. And he's got all them subs on YouTube. It's like, I'm like, he's playing for him. And then you got the ball, and then you ran up the wing. And I can't remember what happened then. I don't know if you lost it or you got tackled or it just peaked out.
I probably lost it quite fast.
But then you ran back really fast, and then you made another run, and then you ran back, and then you made another run. And I remember I said to her, I said, like, he's doing a lot of runs here. He's doing a lot of good movement off the ball. So I was pretty impressed with the movement. But I think, as you said yourself, that's why you're there. You're there to make them runs. You've got probably decent fitness, if not the best fitness out of all of them lot. I don't know what shape they're in. So you can stretch the player, you can offer that. And that was my perspective of that, watching you doing that. And I was pretty impressed, mate, to say that you were making them runs. I'd have ran up the pitch and ran back, and I'd have been done, if I'm honest.
I mean, that's the only thing I can provide, lad. Like, that's the only thing. I'm not a footballer by any means, so I'm a marathon runner, so I'm hoping I can at least offer that. But even with marathon running, like, it's different kind of running to football, because it's all about real acceleration, sprints, and it's just different kind of thing. But I could definitely offer that, and I think I've done that really well. I think I don't think I've actually been dribbled past this tournament so far. Like, each time in my shape, I got Bartley or Ethan at the back, and I love those two, by the way. Especially Bartley, because his communication is so good that I feel like I'm like his son. I'm like looking up to him, because like he's like the communication is so like all the time, always talking, and like I'm not used to it, and I'm like, okay, no, it's like, and like you just don't know where to come in, or to keep them wide. And again, I think I've done really well there. No one's took the mick out to me. I've not been megs once this tournament. No one's even drove past me. I think I've done good there. Like, that's the thing. I just didn't want to be a complete burden on both sides of the pitch. I was only a burden on one side of it. Like I said to him, like, if the ball comes to me, I am not trying shit. I am passing it straight off to the simple pass as soon as I can. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to risk losing the ball and then it hits us on a break and then I'm the one that makes a mistake. I don't want to be that guy. So that's kind of my kind of game plan. But it's been so sick. Again, just like playing alongside, Eags and Bart's, like, it's been so amazing just to kind of talk and kind of learn off them and learn off like the right kind of body shape to be in. And again, like, it's just advice and experience that you can't buy elsewhere. Really, you really can't. So, but it's just the games go so fast as well. They really do. Like, it doesn't feel like it's 20 minutes half at all. It's so crazy. And like, there's some weird tactics with the rolling subs as well. Like, sometimes you'll find that when a team's attacking us, one of the defenders just peels off for the sub, like midway through the attack, and it's come on the pitch with another fresh body, like consistently. Yeah. And like, it's just, because our team in terms of actual squad size is quite small. I think we've got 13 players, so like that does play a big factor too, because fresh legs is so key, man.
I love the fact that you're on nickname terms and you call Chris Eagles Eags. I love that. I absolutely love that. Eags. I mean, Barks is an obvious nickname, but Eags, I mean, again, it's pretty obvious. It's just his name shortened, right? But I love the fact that you're on nickname terms, and that's pretty class. But you mentioned Eagles.
Everyone calls him Eags, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll call you Eags.
But it's same with me. Like, obviously, I have literally never met Craig Bellamy in my life, but I've heard so many people calling him Bellas in interviews. I've just started calling him Bellas, but you're actually on nicknames. They probably call you Viz or something like that, which is insane. I do want to ask, you mentioned there the two lads, Chris Eagles, Marvin Bartley, Marvin Sordell as well. He's there, right? Yeah. Are they all just class then? Are they all just like proper good lads?
Oh yeah. I mean, I went on a night out with them, and they've got some moves. But Bartley didn't come out that night. There's also Briggsy as well, who is he's Chris Eagles' friend. So he came alongside with Burnley. Cool. He's been fantastic as well. And he's got some moves as well. He really shows me up, Jesus. But like, they've been really good. And it's just a surreal experience, because at the end of the day, like, they're just normal lads. There's normal lads that are just really good at kicking the football. And but like, there's just so many like just really like great stories, and like listening to their insights of like players they've played for in the past as well. Like, I was on the flight and I was like sat next to Chris Eagles like the entire flight, like 8 hours just talking to Chris Eagles, just to talk about his time at Burnley, his time at United. He's got 2 daughters as well, so about kids, about life, and just like, this has been really just really cool just to kind of have that kind of experience. Bart's is a really good one to talk to as well, because he's got his managerial experience up in Scotland, so he's really doing well for himself up there as well. He's got a completely different like view on football from that perspective, and a young lads as well. Marcel, Ronaldo, Ethan, Kingy, like, they've been really just like sound as well. Just again, it's kind of a big thing for them as well to come over and play for Burnley as well, over in America, because they're still quite young lads, so like to kind of put themselves up to the world as well as a show what they can do. The thing is that because like again, it's 7-a-side pitch is so small, like just the way when you get so much space on 11s, it's just not the same in there. So you take on one man, there's 3 more behind him directly in a compact shape. It's just ridiculous. So it's been just fascinating to see the tactics of the tournament. Like there's a round of 16 going on right now, so we're going to go in the evening because the woman team are playing this evening, and they won their second group game last night, and they've got a real good belief that they should go and do really well in this tournament. So I really hope they do, just to kind of make it feel like the men's team there's like not much pressure, as they can kind of forget about our results and like, hey, but the women's team, they won the entire thing, and that kind of ends there. But again, Inter Milan and Bayern Munich have both gone 0-3 as well. So it seems like all the established teams that's maybe not trained for this, like week in, week out, like what many teams have, then I think it kind of shows that you just need that kind of real knowledge of what to expect. And we now do for next year from when we're here.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, obviously. You can take that into next year if you are involved. If not, I mean, I'm sure you will be, but if not, I'm sure you can, provide something or some knowledge to pass on to somebody, and so can everybody else involved. Just want to put everyone's attention to the bottom of the screen where you can see the names of the YouTube channel members. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, I have been away recently, so if we do have some new members that I haven't yet put on the banner, I do apologise. You will be put on as soon as possible. If you want to become a YouTube channel member, you can do so. There's a link in the description. And if you are watching on I'm not sure if it's a web or an iOS thing. There will be a little button next to the subscribe button, which you should have already pressed. It says join. But if not, then you can do that anyway on just the link in the description. Just press that, and then that should be fine. So we will get that sorted. So fingers crossed. If you want to join, you can. If not, drop us a message. We'll get it sorted. I will send you the link. I do want to ask you, Liam, about the women's team. I know you touched on them briefly there. You said there's a confidence that they can do well. They can get into the next round. Obviously, they lost the first game, but as you mentioned, won their second game. Is there a confidence then because these? I mean, obviously, JJ's wife, is it Keelia? Is that how you pronounce the name? Yeah. Obviously, she's a former US women's, team footballer, so she's obviously very, very good. Do they have some good players? Are they expected to go pretty far, or is it just take each game as it comes? Is that how they're doing it?
I mean, that's the hope. I mean, we had some pretty good hope that we could do something in the tournament, and we saw how it went. So I kind of don't want to jinx them, just in case. But there's some good players because they've all got experience on American football, and in terms of how they play, they're quite well aware about this kind of format as well. Many of them are friends or ex-colleagues, ex-players that's played alongside Keelia Watt and so on. I asked about the women's team, how come there's not many from the players from the Burnley women's team, and I think it's to do with if there's an injury or something, it could be a massive issue basically because they're still contracted to the club. That's why I asked, because of the under 21s at Burnley now, and he said they really wanted to bring some more from the under 21s, but because they're still contracted to the club, if anything happens over injury wise, then it's just going to be a nightmare. So that's why there probably isn't as many from both teams. So yeah, they've got really they're confident about going through. I believe tonight is basically a win and you're through. You'll lose if you're out. I think in their group everyone is 1-1, one win, one loss. So it's a big one tonight, absolutely, and we'll be absolutely cheering them on the entire way because they've been really good with us as well. I mean, everyone's here at the same hotel, everyone's talking, everyone's together for lunch, everyone's together for breakfast and dinners. So everyone's been talking to absolutely everyone, and it's gonna be. I really hope they do well, just because I kind of want to cheer them on for the semi-finals and the final as well, because we're here for the entire thing. So we're here until the 11th. So we're watching someone in the final. I just hope it's one of us.
Yeah,
I think it's as well, because I've been so busy in the last couple of days. I have no idea about managers. I have no idea about what's even going on at Burnley right now, by the way. So I hope you can maybe help me out here, because I've been so out of the loop. Can you help me out? Because I actually don't even know, I'll be honest.
Alan Nixon at the minute. I mean, it's a good job you put that in there, that disclaimer, good word, in there, because I were going to ask you about your thoughts on the current manager search. Alan Nixon is reporting currently that 3 people on the shortlist are Lampard, Scott Parker, and who else was it? Lampard, Scott Parker, and I can't remember somebody else. I can't remember, but they're two of the three names. Hopefully, I'll quickly try and get it up because I did tweet it earlier today or yesterday. And at the minute, it's looking like James Trafford is joining Newcastle. They put the £16 million bid in for him today. It's been confirmed by Fabrizio. It originally came from the Daily Mail, and as usual, everyone's like, "Why are you bloody putting that up? It's a Daily Mail. It's obviously a load of bollocks." Since then, Sky Sports have picked it up, and so have Fabrizio Romano. So it's looking like it is going to well, whether it happens or not is a different thing. Craig Bellamy, obviously he's the other one on the list, of course he is. So according to Alan Nixon, there are 3 names on the list. I have been told there's more than that, but them 3 are on the list. So I don't know, we'll see. I think I said to you before on a different stream that I would have taken Cooper. I'd also take Corberan at West Ham. I don't know if them 2 are on the list or not. I would suspect not. There's some rumours about Ruud van Nistelrooy, but I think they were there before you left, so you probably are aware of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Just all the usual stuff from Nixon coming out, and it's looking like Trafford will be going to Newcastle. The 2 clubs are in conversation. So how do you feel about them nuggets of information, mate?
I mean, the Trafford one I did see this morning when I was having breakfast about it, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Trafford would be having interest by other clubs as well. I don't know if I'm happy about it though, because I still think there's a good player there. He's still a young keeper. I think he was thrown in the deep end, and it's really unfair. I think because even though, you know, I hate the fact that he's been put into a situation that it makes people feel like he's the reason why they've gone down, which is absolutely nonsense. He's not the reason why we've gone down at all. But the reason why people feel that way is on Vincent Kompany of his management of him, because he kept on persisting and he kept on going, and then just suddenly he dropped him, and then suddenly we start winning games. And it's just his management of him, I just don't think was that smart, because he's a young kid. He's from the most toughest league in the world. So and then it makes him and the fans have this sort of weird connection now, and I just think it's a real shame, because I think there's a good keeper there. I think yes, he can get more experience. Yes, he can maybe bulk up a bit more, which I think is absolutely true. However, he has had a lot of good moments this season still alongside that, and it's just a real shame, because I think we brought him in for, what was it, 18 or 19 mil. So if he's going for 16, I think I saw that it should be rejected by us. So we may try and get 20, 25, at least break even, get a bit of profit on him. But then what happens is, Murich's things, I'm hearing that Murich may be also going as well. Not by anyone inside here, but just from what I saw online. So I don't know if... I don't know if Muric as well is staying, and so we're gonna have 2 keepers going. I don't know. This is the thing. Like when it comes to managers, like Frank Lampard, for example, I personally don't think he'd be that bad for the Championship. I think people have been a bit overboard in terms of freaking out on him personally. However, I do get the idea that if we do go up with him, I don't have much confidence of him adapting the team to the Premier League and staying up. That's my main concern. Yeah. I think because he'll be having a pretty good team for the Championship, so like he'll be quite far ahead in terms of a lot of teams quality wise. So I think he could play his attacking style of football, and he could actually get some decent success with us this season if he is the man. But if we do go up Premier League, it's a different kettle of fish, and I just don't think he's the man to adapt us to that level. That's why one thing I will say is that I did get asked by one of the lads here, like this kind of person, like as a fan, who would you want? And I said, well, my first 2 choices was Cooper and Corberan, because I think those are not only the best managers for now, who's got experience, but also who I think is the best to adapt us to the Premier League. Yeah. And that's the only thing I've given to the club from my perspective, but I don't even know if they're even possible. I think Corberan, has got links to Leicester, so I think he is open on going. He's open on leaving West Brom. So I hope that maybe we can try to do something over there. Again, I know literally nothing. They are purposely avoiding talking to me about it to the managers, so I wish I could give more. But yeah, I found Lampard, Parker. I get completely. I wouldn't really want him personally. He's not had a greatest CVs. It's a really weird one, because I just feel like there should be a better option as well. I feel like there's like a number 3 that I'm missing out on. Yeah. Like the Bellamy shout, I get why that they would want to keep Bellamy and like maybe give him a go, but I don't know if that's just kind of playing it too safe. Yeah. Like does anything really change? it's one of them.
I think it's no surprise to anybody who follows me on Twitter. I've already put out there that I don't think Bellamy's the one for me. I don't think he's experienced for what we want to achieve, obviously, which is promotion. I'd want somebody to come in with a little bit more experience than Bellamy. I know people will say Bellamy knows the players and stuff like that, but will he really when we're going to have a brand new squad potentially again next season? I just don't think he's experienced enough for what we want to achieve with Bellamy. But I do want to keep him at the club if he wants to stay again as an assistant, if a new guy wants to keep him as well. I agree with you on Lampard, although it wouldn't be my choice. I think the reaction to him has been too much. If he comes in, he has my 100% backing. And I said this on BBC Radio Lancashire the other day. He would have my 100% backing, but I don't think we should employ him because of the reaction from the fans. If, for example, we had a slow start like we did a couple of years ago under Vincent Kompany, where we're all nice and patient, I don't think the fans would have that patience with Lampard. I think that we'd become very toxic very quickly, and I don't usually think with that kind of fan base, but I think the reaction to him on social media has proven that maybe we are now, which is a bit of a shame. And as for Parker, I'll a little bit disagree with you on that one because I think Parker is pretty much what you said about Lampard. I think he can get us out of this division. Has he got 2 promotions on his CV already? I think he got Bournemouth out of the division and Fulham, but then couldn't cope in the Premier League, and then I think he ended up even throwing.
I thought it was Bournemouth.
You might be right. But I think he's got 2. Should probably double check it, but I'm not going to. Let us know in the comments how thick we both are.
They are both very similar. They are both very similar, to be fair.
I agree. But I think with both occasions, when he got to the Premier League, he just proved he wasn't good enough in the Premier League. So I agree. I agree with what you said about Lampard, but also with Parker. I think that fits nicely with what you said with Parker as well.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I feel like the club may want to go for a similar profile of manager to Kompany because you don't want to go for someone a bit too different compared to what you've already had. I'm thinking that they would like the idea of a manager that wants to play, an attractive style of football and also is good with young players as well. That's had experience playing with young players and kind of developing them as well. Because we've got so many young lads as well, and we need to get this manager sorted out soon because the season is going to be on the horizon very soon.
Well, they're going to be back. They're going to be back in training in 3 weeks, aren't they? 3-4 weeks.
Presumably so. I'm not too sure, but yeah, we're going to need someone in to know who is going to be coming in, who's going to be coming out. You know what I mean? It's going to be. We need someone to decide what are we going to do with all these players. We've got 13 players coming back from loans. We've got so many. There's such a big squad, and not all of them are going to be sticking around. And it's all about who are you able to keep. Is Twine, for example, is he going to be part of the plans for the season? Even people like CJ Egan-Riley, is he just going to get his transfer off somewhere? Is he actually going to be part of the team? Masengo, is there any plans for him as well? There's so many question marks in that regard, really. So we need to move fast because we've got so many players, got such a big shift on for the summer. So I hope that it gets us off soon. And I think that's why people are freaking out with the Lampard thing, thinking that, it must be Lampard because it's gone on so slow and he's obviously doing the things for Soccer Aid right now and then he's doing some punishing for the Euros. Yeah. So people are thinking, maybe that's part of the reason why. Nothing's happened right now. It's gone quiet a bit because he's currently busy doing that. And so I've seen that about online that they think that it must be Lampard because he's doing X, Y, and Z, and it's all gone quiet. I would like the idea with Van Nistelrooy. I think it's a sexy signing. I just don't know if he'll come to the Championship, but I wouldn't say no to it. I would not say no to it whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd have Rude. It's interesting as well, again, because when Vincent officially was announced leaving, which is 10-11 days ago now, everyone was saying we need a manager fast. I originally was like, come on, relax with a few weeks, give it a few weeks, and then don't rush it. But now it's been about 10-11 days. I'm like you. I'm like, right, come on, let's get it sorted. But from what I believe, I think the interviews are being done this week or next week, as in week coming. So hopefully, when they have the meetings on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it is, that they do have a decision or something pretty soon next week. But before we go, mate, obviously we've done a lot longer on this than I thought we were going to. I remember saying to you off air, if we only do 20 minutes, mate, then it's fine. I'd have been buzzing with half an hour.
Mate. If you go onto a call with me, mate, you don't expect 20 minutes. I could talk for England, mate. Jesus.
That's why we love you, mate. That's why we love you. I do want to ask you, obviously, you've got your little TST shirt on there, which is obviously absolutely class. I'm sure you'll keep it forever as a memento. But I did actually go out and buy the away one. I loved it. I thought that away one is class. I actually like the look of it.
I really like it.
That's what I mean. I reckon this is going to be one of them shirts in like 5-10 years. It's really rare because not many people bought it. So I'm like, I'll have that. I didn't particularly like the home one, I'll be honest with you. Just the design more than anything, nothing else. But I were going to ask you, obviously, these are Burnley's first cast store shirts, right? What have they been like playing in them? Have they been good quality?
Yeah, I want to bring this up because people are like freaking out online because they look a bit wet, and so the home ones. It's not the same quality as the actual Castore home shirts. It's basically like the training shirts, basically done up as a shirt. So whatever quality that is, it's not the actual Castore like quality shirts for the actual pros. I mean, like for the actual home kit or away kit. So don't worry. I know people have been freaking out, thinking, "Oh, I see they've done nothing because of the Villa thing from last year," and I think, "Oh, it's the same thing again." No, it's not the same quality. So I can absolutely show you of that because people have been saying it to me, and it's like, no, it's not the same thing. Like I've seen there's some really nice like training shirt that is one of the keeper shirts, the black one, which looks really nice. So I'm hoping that's part of the training gear for next year too. In terms of the actual kit for next season, again, I've not seen anything. They actually were showing and get around to some players, but they purposely didn't show me. So yeah, I would love to see what it was, or even the color. Like someone asked, like, "Oh, what color's the away kit?" And they literally just didn't say because I was on the same table. So yeah. They're making sure that they're keeping it on lock, making sure that I don't give away any sort of inside knowledge. And even if I did, I still wouldn't say it anyway because I respect privacy. But yeah, the kits. I mean, I really like the look of them, but like it's not like an actual kit that the pros will be wearing next year. It's just like a sort of training gear thing that's been done up as a template. So I wouldn't worry about that. But I really like it. I like the idea. I've been giving it a bit of stick, or not me personally, but the Visit Detroit like sponsor on social media has been giving a bit of flack because apparently Detroit may not be a nice city or safe city to go to. So I've been giving it a bit of stick. I don't know. I put a nice tweet out of like, me wearing it with the official media day stuff, and I thought people would be really nice to me and be like, "Oh, that's such a nice picture. Oh, wow, that's sick." I know it's just everyone just going in on the sponsor, and it's like, cheers, boys. I appreciate it, But it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. Like I didn't pick the sponsor, but hey, I've never been to Detroit. Maybe one day I'll go. It'd be a nice city. I'm sure
that's where Eminem's from, isn't it? Detroit, I think.
Maybe. I need to search up on that, to be fair. But I hope maybe JJ can give me the Detroit experience. And I'll see what's going on over there. But you know what? The one thing here as well, Americans love bread. Jesus, every single meal I have has got bread in it. It's ridiculous.
That's mad.
Everything's got bread in it. I remember, like, for one of the packs for the first day, we got given this little breakfast pack before I went to the game because we had no time to eat at the hotel, and it was like this some like biscuit, like grease ball, like cheese and egg thing. I was like, I am not eating that before I play football. I just had a banana and cranberry juice. Like I'm not touching that. It's been wild, honestly. Like the people in America are really friendly, really either they're really friendly or they're just a bit mental. There's no in between for most of them. Most time really friendly, but it's just it's a completely just kind of different culture over it. Most people, they just kind of just don't care what you think. They'll say whatever they feel like. Really, it seems.
Yeah. Well, that's quite fun. I don't know if you said you've not seen much on social media. You might have seen this firsthand, but when someone was giving JJ Watt a bit of grief when he were walking onto the pitch, and he turns around and he says, "You're standing in the donut line, you fat ass." I genuinely ruffled. That was so funny. That's a perfect example of what you were just saying.
I was right in front of him, man. So like, I was like a player or two just ahead of him, and like, it was just some guy, some like donut little like hook thing, just like saying, "Oh, boo, you suck, JJ, you suck." And then that's when he said that about him at a donut shack, fat ass. That's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But seeing JJ like play football is honestly a sight to behold. Like with my own very own eyes, it is a threatening experience. I remember this actually.
I can imagine.
On the training session on the fourth, so the day before you actually played our games, we had a training session like 5-8-5, right? And he went up top and I was defending. So I was man marking JJ Watt, lad. So like I remember saying, like laughing, saying, I can't believe I'm marking JJ Watt. And literally he does this. So like he just puts his hands on my back. It's like, oh yeah, man. That's like laughed it off. It's like, oh yeah, I can't believe I'm being mocked by Liam Visit, a YouTuber. And like, but the thing is, he tapped my back twice. Mate, it felt like I got punched. It felt like he was punching me, bro. Like genuinely, the size of his hands. I shook his hand, and his fingers ended up halfway up my arm, mate. Like his hands are not the same as my hands. I was sat next to him on the caddy, mate, on the way back from the game. I saw that just my leg is there, his leg is there, his leg, honest to God, is literally two of my legs combined for one single. It is ridiculous, man. But yeah, they just tapped me on the back, and it felt like he full on punched me, man. It was obscene, the strength of that guy, obscene. But it's a real interesting experience to see him kick a ball. He's actually not that bad. He just can't really run because that's the muscle mass he has. It's like running, it's like sprinting, but also having strapped on a fridge freezer on your back. It's basically like that. It looks like.
Yeah. He's an absolute beast. And we're going to wrap it up there, but I've got one more question for you, mate. Obviously, you're number 13. Says on your back on the shirts, obviously, that I've got that you've been given, Vizzy 13. Why 13?
I don't know. I said 17, but I think Marvin Sutter, I think he wanted 17 too. So
Fair
he
enough.
got 17. So I'm pretty sure that, like, if they're picking between, annoying me or annoying the actual pro footballer, I think they'll pick the footballer over me. So I mean, 17s, that's my number. That's my mum's number. So that, yeah, I mean, I don't care what number it is. I'll take any. So I'm fine with that completely. So yeah, I wish there was a cool idea about having the 13, but unfortunately, there's not here, mate. But I just can't believe I'm here for 3 more days. I just can't believe I'm here. Like it's just.
Mad.
It's just like I don't even care that we lost all 3 games, mate. We could have gone 0-50 as far as I'm concerned. I still living a dream, but hopefully I can go and cheer on with the girls tonight, and I can pretend that we've also got part in the semi-final as well. I would like that experience. I know there's like a prize pool, so maybe the boys can maybe like take a little bit of their prize winnings, so like a cheerleader bonus, like a cheerleader hats.
Yeah.
So they get like, I'll take 100 quid each. That's fine. Yeah, we're part of the
So you're
team.
going to say 100 grand then?
No. Come on, I won't be. That's maybe $10 each. Just, buy me a drink or something. Something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just absolutely obscene, and I hope for everyone back home. I know that the games haven't been too great in terms of results, but in terms of the atmosphere around here, there's a lot of Burnley fans there. A lot of Burnley fans. It's actually kind of crazy. Like I said about 40 or 50 or so with Burnley shirts just around or caps on or whatever. Of course, JJ is absolutely massive in terms of that regard, in terms of the brand for Burnley. He's absolutely huge for that. So a lot of fans over here. I like on a personal level, I've been recognised way too many times. That it makes me a bit uncomfortable actually, of how many people even recognise me over here. I remember actually, it's just so bad after the game, after the ESPN one. Like there was like fans on like the little stands behind us, and like after the game you go over and they were like wanting to like sign like boots or scarves or shirts or whatever. And there was like one kid that said, I don't even know who you are, but can you sign this, please? I'm like, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. And then the other kid next was like, yeah, I don't know who you are too, but can you sign my scarf? And it's like, it's fine. I don't know either. It's okay. And there was one guy on the other team, actually, like one of the actual players. He recognised me. He was like, keep up the content, my guy. It's like, you know who I am? It's like, yeah, man, up the clarets, man. I watch your And he said like Dean Marnie. He was like, Dean Marnie. I'm like, what on earth are you on about? He's just like some really chill guy. He's like an actual like footballer. He's just there chatting Dean Marnie to me. I'm absolutely shocked about that Dean Marnie wasn't called up for this, by the way. Maybe he was invited, but maybe
that'd have been full circle, wouldn't it?
I picture me as a Dean Marnie playing football, mate.
Playing next to him. You've gone from shouting Dean Marnie, drinking out your shoe, diving on Christmas trees, to actually playing football with him. That's mad. Or would have been mad. But it's mad anyway, obviously. But insane.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was asked, and he'd be like, "Oh wait, is that Vizza kid going? I'll leave it. I'll wait till next year till he's gone. Maybe, I don't know. But,
maybe he's got a restraining order.
Oh man, I mean, I'm chill now. I think I don't really go on about him 5 years later. I think at one stage, I think he wasn't a big fan, but the fact that when he googled his name, it was fucking me that showed up. I think it was slightly annoyed by that. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would have been. So, yeah. It's been on 50 minutes, so I don't know if you're gonna end this off now. I know that I've probably kept you on a bit longer, but I just hope for the lads, for Burnley, I hope that we get this manager in very soon and that we can actually start talking about the actual ins and outs properly for the new season. Yeah. I just want to win some games, mate. I just can't wait to win some games of football. That's all I'm looking forward to now, man. Honest to God.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, we will end it there, mate. I'll go back to the start and just say it again. Incredibly jealous. I'm buzzing for you, mate. I'm buzzing that you've had fun. Like, I know we've only met 2 or 3 times in real life now. We do a lot of stuff together on here, but I do genuinely see you as a mate. So I'm buzzing that you're enjoying it. I'm buzzing that you got caught up. And I'm buzzing that you've had a good time, mate. So there is that. So well done, mate. And just like you said earlier, doesn't matter about the results. You've played for Burnley Football Club, and that no matter what, nobody will ever take that away from you. So well done, mate. Fingers crossed the women do very well. I'll try. I'm actually working tonight, so I might get a chance to watch the women's on my other computer if it's on TST and not on ESPN. So fingers crossed I can watch that.
I think it's 5:30 US, so I think it'd be like 10:30 UK.
Yeah, I'll be working. So if it's on TST, I can watch it on my other computer. So I might do that. And if my employer is watching this, obviously I won't do that. I'll work very, very hard.
Oh, man. The thing is as well, if you could tell, if you're watching a video, that I am burnt like hell, bro. Like it's just like ridiculous. I looked at myself in the mirror the other day, and I just looked at myself and laughed. It's ridiculous. I can't get used to this weather over here, mate. If you're from America, the southern states, whatever, hell no. I'm sorry, I can't get used to this weather.
Hell no. You went full American then.
No. Hell no. I know, no chance am I getting used to this weather because it's just so humid. So humid, man. Like playing football as well and that. You finish the little training session before the actual game. You finish it and you're entirely drenched already. It's like I'm not even started yet. Like it's just you have like a 15-minute kickabout and it's just you're gone. It's ridiculous. The humidity over here, man.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I've not actually had the fortune to go to America yet, but fingers crossed I get to do that soon. But yeah, we will end it there. Thank you, Liam, for coming on. I know you've been very, very busy out there, apart from the day where you was incredibly hungover and didn't do anything. So I do appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. It's a shame Chris Eagles or JJ didn't knock on the door at some point and come in because that would have been pretty funny. Just to see them behind you, that would have been like, what is going on? But thank you very much.
They probably would have heard me talking about managers thinking you best not be talking.
Yeah, probably. They've got your room bugged, mate. It's that Turfcast prick again. He's talking to him. Get in there and sort him out. But no, thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure everybody watching this already follows you on YouTube and Twitter. But if you don't, please give Liam a follow. But yeah, we'll be back when Liam's back in I nearly said Britain then, back in Poland where he lives. I'm sure we'll do some videos together soon.
I got such a long day because we're literally leaving here, I think, at 1. We arrive at Manchester at 7 in the morning the next day, and I got a flight straight away from Manchester to Poland at like 11. So I'm on 3 different flights on that one day, and I'm going to be traveling for like 30 hours straight. Oh, mate, I am going to die. I'm not looking forward to it, man. I really am not. I got my computer, I got Football Manager. I'm doing my 28th different Burnley save in the last 5 years. I'm good. I'm good. So
I've just started to save with Wrexham, mate. So let's see how that one goes. So fingers crossed.
Oh,
fingers crossed
what?
For us too.
At our hotel, of course, all the Wrexham boys are here.
David Jones, George Boyd.
I've been talking to Boydie the entire time, man. He's such a good lad, and he's class. He's scored like 4 times already this tournament. But like, I've been talking to Boydie this morning just for breakfast. Jonesy was there as well, and just talk about. I said to Boydie, saying just like. I remember just like my favourite goal of his was for some reason that sticks in my mind that his goal versus Birmingham City away for that 2-1 win. He scored the goal in the first half, and because that was a crazy away day for me, I just always thanked him for that. The City one's an obvious one as well, but
I was very surprised when you said Birmingham City. Yeah.
I just love that away. That away day was fantastic for me. The experience of it all. But yeah, City he gets asked that a lot of time. But he loves Burnley. I think I said to him, how come you're on for Burnley? I think he gave Wrexham his word because he played for him last year as well. So he said that he's man of his word. So he's a man of honour. So, but yeah, they've been absolutely good as well. So
yeah,
it's fantastic.
He does love Burnley. I remember chatting to him once when I saw he was in the Players Lounge as I was in hospitality a very long time ago. Anyway, I was chatting to him then, and he does love him. It's good to see David Jones as well doing well. David Jones was on the podcast. He was one of our first ever guests. We had Ian Wright, Matt Lawton, and David Jones in like the first 18 months of doing the podcast. David Jones is a really nice guy. I love him. He's a really nice guy. But yeah, we'll wrap it up, mate. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Fingers crossed the women do well. You'll see Liam on the shows coming up. Of course you will when he's back and he's not jet lagged. Because you've got to get over the flight, then you've got to get used to the fucking time difference again, haven't you?
Oh, mate, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, honestly.
It is. Mate, the life of an international footballer. You're living it. You're living the dream.
I can't get used to this. Apparently, all footballers, all they do is just stay at a hotel all day and just like watch Netflix and that. It's like instead of traveling all the time. Oh man, I can't get used to this. It's crazy.
Yeah. Right, well, fair enough. We'll be doing some pods, obviously, on the new manager soon enough when it's announced. Hopefully, the women bring it home. Good luck to the women. I'll be watching it. Liam will be there, living the dream. But thanks, Liam, for coming on. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And we will see you next time.